In our documentary, we look at body shaming as part of humiliation in our societies today. My name is Derek Tumurami, together with Ambrose Perond and Baram Akatikunda, in what we tried to document about the topic. Body shaming is the practice of subjecting someone to humiliation and criticism for their physical appearance. People affected are usually criticized or mocked for their supposedly body faults or imperfection. Among these fall individuals with a history of trauma, low self-esteem, depression, or borderline personality disorder. We met Sheila Nabasa Karuhize, a young business lady from Kabare Town, who tells us more about body shaming and its effect.
Body shaming is a practice of humiliating someone by mocking their body shape or size. This has become a huge problem in our country and the whole world at large. It comes in different kinds, like be criticizing your own appearance. It can be like, I'm too tall for life, or it can be criticizing another person's appearance in front of them, like, with that big forehead of yours, would you ever find a boyfriend? It can be criticizing another person without their knowledge. Make someone lose their self-esteem, make someone like become antisocial. You'd be scared like to join social group because you be with low self-esteem and you're like, how can I join them when I'm like this? Then it can also lead to depression, and after being depressed because of being criticized, a lot of effects can come out of depression. Can end up like becoming a drug addict, alcoholist, and at times it leads to suicide.
A lady who preferred anonymous says that she was so humiliated and body shamed when her ex-boyfriend shared her nude picture and acts that almost led her to commit suicide.
I was so humiliated by the actions of my ex-boyfriend. A few days after we broke, he went on by exchanging bitter words with me. He then started telling his friends my secrets, and each secret that ever happened between us was released. He went beyond and shared one romantic picture I had took together to one of the WhatsApp groups, only to find my friends calling me and sharing the same picture with me. Maybe taking this romantic picture was the worst mistake. I could never forgive myself until now. I hated myself. I couldn't go to college for days. I just locked myself in my room and cried all time long. Neither could I pick up calls from my friends. I was so pissed off that I even thought committing suicide. Not until my friends comforted and counseled me to get back to normal.
Despite this, some people are usually humiliated according to their body size or color, to an extent that people go ahead to predict their health status. James, who is a student at Kabale University and who is a subject of this kind of humiliation.
My name is James. I never imagined that someone's skin color and size had something to do with someone's health and well-being. Naturally, I was born slender and black, but some people have always used that to attack me. For instance, in my high school, some students often say that I was HIV positive. Some say that I was malnourished, like wind could blow me down. Or because I was underweight and black, maybe they used to assume it was a sign or a symptom of disease. And not bad of it was, there's this moment when my teacher attacked me in class and said, "How many kilos do you even weigh?" Oh my god, it was so embarrassing.
Ira Nabasa also says she was once body shamed by her skin color, which always made her develop low self-esteem.
I'm also a victim of that. When I was still young, we used to get visitors at home. So when our mom would be introducing us, visitors would be like, "Are you sure this is also your child? She's too dark." Like there is the light skin. She's too dark. Is she yours? So I developed low self-esteem because whenever visitors would come, I would just hide under that bed. It was really bad on my side because Unlike the rest, I had to hide after seeing visitors. So as young as I was, at the age of 8,
Viola, her teacher also says that she was body shamed according to her size. That usually led her into depression until she started believing in herself.
I used it to feel uncomfortable whenever people made negative comments on my body size. Like they would say, "You're too slim to be a girl." Indeed, I was too slender, but I demanded respect for the way I am. Cause that's my nature. That's how I was created. Each time I saw those big girls, I felt like I disliked them naturally. Cause I thought maybe they always undermined me of my size. And sometimes when people undermine you too much, you end up questioning God, like, why did you create me like this? There is a comment I remember. Someone criticized me that, with that little back, who will even date you? Maybe I believed it's true, and it always made me so sad. But later on, I started believing and loving myself. Since then, a lot of guys have tried dating me, but I decided to choose my boyfriend, who each time tells me, "You're beautiful than anyone around the world."
Reverend Daniel, a mission coordinator for Kigezi Diocese, says that those who face body shaming should not be dismayed, since they are created in God's image.
It is encouraging them and showing them that God has created them in His own image, no matter as they are. So disability is not inability. So it's just a matter of considering them as normal children, not as they look abnormal, but they also have what to offer.
We met Enid Origumisiriza, the director of Children of the World Ministries and former woman MP aspirant for Kabale district, who encourages subjects of body shaming to love and respect themselves no matter.
Once you know the one who created you and that you are created and that you are unique, then you will love yourself. And loving yourself, you love yourself the way you are. Whether people say you have a bad figure, whether they say you are ugly, you still love yourself. And sometimes when you are humiliated, when you are embarrassed because of your appearance, you tend to hurt yourself. We have seen young people committing suicide. Love yourself. Do not hurt yourself. In any case, when you love yourself, you don't hurt yourself. It shouldn't be a reason for you to commit suicide. You are useful to your family. You are useful to your generation. You are useful to your friends. Don't expose some people when they break up. Like a girl has a relationship with a certain boy, and when they break up, they begin exposing they're posting their nude photos and things that embarrass. And some go to improve their appearances, like in Fako, like changing their faces, changing their colors. Please don't. Love yourself. Know that you are unique. God has created you with the talents. And learn how even to appreciate others. When you begin appreciating others and admiring other people, admiring their smartness, telling them you are smart, you are wonderful, you are, even your self-image improves and your self-esteem improves. And love people. Make sure that you have friends that can add something to you, add value to you. Have friends, have mentors. Sometimes you have a problem, but you do not have anyone to share that problem with. Please have mentors. If there is need to go for counseling, go for counseling. A problem shared is half solved.
Shira also recommends that the subjects of body shaming should stay strong and believe in themselves in order to overcome.
Their body is their right, and no one should tell you how to shape it. And after all, no one is perfect. Shouldn't believe in perfection. Everyone should be proud of themselves and how they are. And if someone judges you by appearance, it doesn't define you. It rather defines that person that is humiliating you. Don't let anyone bring you down just because of your shape. Choose the positive part, because for me, when I was body shamed because of being too dark, it helped me to build my confidence and self-value that up to now as an adult, I cannot allow to be humiliated by
Usually
anyone.
people who body shame others sometimes think it's a normal vice. However, some do it out of arrogance, pride, and jealousy, a vice that is ungodly and strange.
Those people who embarrass others or who humiliate others, is that things change. In this world, there is nothing that cannot change. Anytime, anything can change, and people can also change. Sometimes when you are in school, you are in an institution, you embarrass someone because of his background. But that person maybe is intelligent. Maybe he is thin, or the girl is thin, or because of poverty, her self-esteem is low. But she's intelligent in class and she studies. Next time you will find her on an interview panel and you want a job and she's the one who you embarrass. You might not forget if she's someone who keeps records. And people who embarrass others do not still appreciate themselves, do not admire themselves. You know, our tongues, there is power on the tongue, power to heal or power to kill. There is death and life on the tongue, and you can use your tongue always to bless other people, even the elders, to bless our parents, but also to bless our friends. And then the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That is God's command. If when you love someone, you cannot humiliate that person. Do to others what you want them to do, what you would want them to do for you. So, would you like to be humiliated? No. People who embarrass others, they compare themselves with other people. Maybe you are fat and someone is thin, and you think that person should be fat like you. No, we cannot all be the same. Someone who is thin is also beautiful, and someone who is huge can also be beautiful. Don't be jealous. Some people are jealous. That's why they body shame others. You think someone should not be better than you, should not be smarter than you, and some are arrogant. Please, let's not be arrogant. Maybe well-to-do family now, but someone who is poor now can be wealthy the next day or the next year or after 5 years, and maybe the person to help you or to help your child. The Bachika have a saying that omuto tasheka bulema. Even if it is a disability, you shouldn't laugh at that, because someone might have been born disabled and for you are okay, and you laugh at that person. Next time you get an accident and your disability is even worse than the other one. Let's respect one another.